¿Qué pasa to the pack? It is Pack here. Last Thursday, we had the 6th roster update of NBA 2K23. What I'd wanted to do is go into the Twitter posts on NBA teams and talk about their posts, who got upgraded, and what the fans think about in today's video. If you like that kind of content when it comes to NBA players and rosters, ratings, and changes, I do it every single day. Listen, if you like watching SportsCenter and ESPN and all that kind of stuff, when they talk about players and how good they are, we do the same thing, except we connect it to 2K. It's the same thing. So subscribe to the channel. Let's get it named. First one is the New York Knicks with NBA 2K. Show a picture of Jalen Brunson, 87 overall, +1. This makes Jalen Brunson tied as the best player on the New York Knicks. The Knicks say leveling up. Let's see what the fans think. Will Chettleburn says about time. The dude is at least a 90. Randall is rated way too low, maybe at least an 80 for Grimes. So he wants a lot of changes there for one team. In the last 10 games, Jalen Brunson has been the leading scorer for the New York Knicks with almost one of the best field goal percentages on the team and the best three-point field goal percentage on the team. He's also averaging 5 assists on only 1.7 turnovers per game. I'm gonna be 100% honest with you guys. That's not 90 overall worthy. It's good. Like, these are really good numbers, and the Knicks are doing okay. They're around the 7th or 6th seed, somewhere in that range. The Knicks are good, but do I think Jalen Brunson's the 90? No, that's way too high. Like, that's, Paul George level numbers, and Jalen Brunson isn't a defender that Paul George is. So I can't, in good conscience, put this man up to a 90 overall. No way. I know that people are fans of the Knicks, but there's just no way. Now, he believes that Randall's too low, so I guess he's arguing that Julius Randle should probably be above Jalen Brunson. Well, that's another conversation because Julius Randle's averaging 26 points, just as like Jalen Brunson, on a little better field goal percentage, but to be fair, Randle's a forward. He should be shooting at a way better percentage than a guard. But the thing is, 14 rebounds and 5 assists a game is really good for a power forward. 14 rebounds a game as a power forward might be the best in the NBA for a power forward that isn't like 7 foot tall, right? So Julius Randle's really out here working really hard. I do think he's a way better defender than Jalen Brunson. I just think the field goal percentage isn't great for the big that he is. But there's no doubt that the rebounding and playmaking for a big is actually pretty good for Julius Randle. And I would argue that Julius Randle is at least 1 overall above Jalen Brunson. Even if it's just 1, I do think he for sure is better than Jalen Brunson. He is the best player on the Knicks in my personal, honest opinion. And that makes the most sense to me. Demons has stung these hoes. Okay, but retire Nikola Pekovic's number. Y'all are crazy, bro. Is that Nikola Pekovic on a Call of Duty Black Ops logo? He says, explain to me why is he rated higher than Anthony Edwards? Ooh. Well, Anthony Edwards in the last 10 games is dropping 30 points a game on almost 50% from the field. Yeah, maybe I agree with you, perhaps. It's crazy that Anthony Edwards is that, this Timberwolves team we thought was going to be very good. Cat gets hurt, and so now we're in a question mark of, like, can they even be good without Karl Anthony Towns, their best player? And Anthony Edwards has stepped up. Essentially, Anthony Edwards is a new Donovan Mitchell on the Jazz, and Rudy Gobert is the same player, and, well, maybe a little worse than before. And so now they're the brand new Utah Jazz, essentially. They're the brand new version of the Jazz, and they're doing very well. I'm going to be very curious to see how this team does when Cat comes back to see if they can do that. But Anthony Edwards definitely is like an 88 overall, up to probably a 90 overall. That's how good he's been. He's definitely better than Jalen Brunson. So I do agree with Pekovic. And, Knicks fans are obviously going to defend their player, and he's like, watch games, please. But no, there's nothing more to say. The Philadelphia 76ers say on the rise, Joel Embiid +1 to a 97 overall. This is a weird one because this wouldn't be a big deal because this would have made Embiid tied as the best player in the NBA if a certain LeBron James didn't come out of nowhere and get a 98 overall. So ignoring that random little upgrade that probably should have never happened, Joel Embiid is tied as the best player in the NBA with Giannis, Luka, and Jokic. This is correct in my opinion. I've said this before, I'll say it again to you guys. I believe Joel Embiid is the MVP of the NBA because not only statistically is he great, he's also one of the best defenders in basketball. He's probably the best two-way player right now. Says, let's add 2 more points to that 2K. Ooh, he says he wants to be a 99 overall. Listen, Joel Embiid is good, and 2K does give out 99 overall ratings during the middle of the year. They've given it to LeBron James, they've given it to Steph Curry, they've given it to Kobe, Tim Duncan, and Kevin Garnett. These are players that have gotten a 99 overall in the middle of a year. Do we think that Joel Embiid is as good as those players right now? Well, believe it or not, statistically, He is having that kind of season, and they're one of the best teams in the NBA. I'm not going to say that I think he's flat out better than Jokic and Luka and Giannis, but I think that there's a conversation to be had. And I think that 2K has shown that they're not afraid to give 99 overalls in the middle of the year, and Joel Embiid absolutely maybe deserves it. Let me tell you what he's doing, dude. He's averaging 34 on 53% from the field and 40% from 3 on 11 rebounds and 2 blocks. Excuse me, bro. Like, I'm sorry. He's the best player in the NBA. I know that Jokic is really good, but he's not playing the defense that Embiid is doing. Embiid is having a career year. He's having an all-time year. He's only playing 33 minutes a game putting these numbers up. It's insanity. I don't know about a 99. I think maybe if his rebound or block numbers were a little higher, then maybe. But I absolutely would have him at a 98. Tyler LeBron. I think he's the best player in the NBA right now in terms of just like MVP voting and how it's been going. Yeah, he's been that good. I'm not afraid to say he should be higher. Now, James Harden Burner says, James Harden next. So James Harden currently is only a 90 overall. And some people are trying to argue to me that James Harden was in his prime. A lot of you know that just because a player gets numbers go down doesn't mean he's not in his prime anymore. James Harden's role has changed from the bus rider, the best player on the team, to let's set up Joel Embiid every possession and help him score. And he's actually been very good this season. Last 10 games, 19 points per game on almost 50% from the field, 44% from 3, and 12 assists per game on only 3 turnovers. He's having like a Steve Nash kind of season in terms of efficiency. And we had Steve Nash at a 96 overall. So I'm just saying, in fact, you could argue he's having just as good as a season statistically as just Steve Nash's MVP season. Listen, relax. I'm not trying to say anything. I'm just saying he's almost averaging a 50, 40, 90 on 12 assists, almost no turnovers, and 19 points per game. I mean, that's pretty ridiculous. I do have Harden probably like a 94 to 93, and I think his rating is a little too low. For the Sacramento Kings, they say Swipa is on the up, +1 to an 87 overall. Darren Fox it's sad because he's had a good year, but it's been overshadowed by Sabonis by tenfold, right? Like, Sabonis has been the better player. He's definitely the finger they're pointing at as why they're being so successful. But Darren Fox has been fantastic this year. Now, D1 Hater says he has a take. He says, I'm convinced that if he played with either the Lakers or the Heat or the Warriors, the Heat's an interesting pick, but whatever, he'd be at a 90 overall by now. Okay, let's look. So in the last 10 games, he's a leading scorer for the Kings. He's a 23 point per game scorer on 51% from the field. He's also averaging 7 assists on only 2 turnovers. And even getting a steal a game. So the defense is actually not terrible. The points per game is good. A great efficiency for a point guard. And his playmaking is very solid. The 3-point field percentage isn't great at 29%, but that doesn't matter because Darren Fox is winning games. They are 3rd in the West right now from my understanding. 3rd, bro. 3rd. The Kings are 3rd in the West. It's like unbelievable. And even though they have Sabonis, we all know that they couldn't do this without Darren Fox because Sabonis was on the Pacers and he wasn't doing this and winning like this because Darren Fox is the help that he's needed on this team to get to that level. And I think the biggest thing is his efficiency is the biggest change for him. He's averaging the same points, almost same assists, same rebounds, same steal numbers. It is absolutely the field goal percentage from a 47% from 51% over an entire season. And the 3-point field goal percentage has gotten a little bit better. It's the main reason why Darren Fox has gotten this much better is the efficiency. He's starting to hit the shots that are difficult. He's making them. You got to be happy for them. You got to be happy for the Kings. They've deserved this. They made a lot of questionable trades, letting Tyrese Halliburton go. People were like, what are they doing? And yet here they are succeeding. I really hope they make the playoffs this year. I think this is a franchise that's deserved it. You got to be happy for them. Sabonis was low-key robbed of a starting all-star position. You got to be happy for how good this team has been. Now, do I think he'd be a 90 overall? I got to be honest, those stats don't scream 90 overall to me. Maybe like an 88 on a best day. I can't put him at a 90. That's a pretty extreme rating for someone who's doing just solid, right? And finally, we have Damian Lillard goes +1 to a 92 overall. I'm going to, before I even read any of your comments, I think this is ridiculous. Damian Lillard's playing as good as he's ever played in his career, and we had him at a 95 overall in his prime, which was just 2 years ago. What's the difference now? Because they're not winning? I don't know if that's a good enough reason to not have him at a 95 overall. He's one of the best point guards in the NBA, in the last 10 games, he's been the leading scorer in the NBA. He's averaging 37.6 points per game in the last 10 games on 7.6 assists with barely any turnovers. Like, on 53% from the field. He's the point god right now. He is so good. It's a shame that the team's not doing that well. He's not been the reason they've been struggling. Brady straight up says he should be a 96 overall. And WoW says this: when has 2K ever given a rating that high to someone with 0 mentionable awards? Well, they gave him a 95 overall just 2 years ago with the exact same stats. In fact, worse stats. So I disagree with this take. Everyone agrees, Noah says still too low, should be a 94. And then he says if Ja is a 94, then he's a 97. But he should be a 94 and Ja should be a 90. Why are people so fast to hate on Ja? Now, there's definitely an argument for who's better, but why are people acting like Ja's a bad player? Last 10 games, Ja's averaging almost 28 points per game on almost 50% from the field and 9 assists on 3 turnovers. Why? I mean, yeah, he's a traffic cone on defense, no offense to him, but why are we acting like Dame's like leagues and bounds better than Ja? Ja's a better playmaker, and he brings the most out of his teammates way more than Damian Lillard does. No offense to Damian Lillard, he's an amazing ISO scorer, like an amazing scorer, and people can set him up very well, but Ja Morant sets others up just as good as he sets himself up. That's the difference between the two. They're both good. Dame's a better isolation scorer, like just even if it's a little bit, like shooting wise, right? Ja Morant brings out the most in the team. You can have their ratings basically even, and it wouldn't be a big deal, but you know how NBA fans are. They want to bring someone down and bring someone up. I actually would have Damian Lillard at a 94 and also Ja Morant at a 94 overall because winning matters as well, and Ja Morant's winning more compared to Dame. And Dame has a good team. I'm sorry, but Damian Lillard's team is not that bad. So you still have Simons, Grant, Nurkic. This team is not bad. So personal opinion, but I do think Damian Lillard deserves to be around a 94 overall. I do think that he is super underrated. What do you guys think about all these changes? Do you agree with 2K? Do you agree with the fans? Let me know your opinion in the comments below. And if you like this channel, please give it a sub. I'll see you guys next time.